if you were choosing tools today, let's say you have a web app. So I think a lot of listeners build web applications or something along those lines, and you wanted to start off with continuous integration, continuous deployment, or delivery. How would you go about choosing tools, and like where do you think they're going to get the most like bang for their buck if they're just trying to get something starting out? Like how would you go about thinking through that process?
Excellent question. Like for me, like my personal approach is to try to aim for the simplest tool that would do the job. Not too simple because otherwise I can do what I do, but also not too complex because it's really easy to fall down a rabbit hole of complexity. Like for instance, I've seen so many folks going with Kubernetes or Docker just because they thought it would be the thing to do, like it's fashionable. And then when we look at, okay, what are you running in it? And like, well, we just have, for instance, like Go microservices, or maybe it's only Python. And then when we look at it, like, well, are you really going to get something from, again, Kubernetes or Docker or whatever, because maybe you are in one of these scenarios where you don't need that extra complexity. And in that case, I would be happy to do without. Like, I'm happy to use something like Docker when there is a mix of different languages and some, let's say, exotic databases and things like that. Because when I land on a project like that, I know that it's going to take minutes, not hours or days to bring up the dev environment. But if all I have to do is like go build, it's pretty hard to get easier than that. So I don't think I would point to a specific tool, like I won't tell you like, oh, you should absolutely use that thing or that thing, but rather think about what's the easiest tool that's going to work for me and try to not overcomplicate things.